Here in pediatrics, if you use 75 nanomoles per liter as the cutoff, children 6 to 11 years of age, 70% were vitamin D deficient. So if you look globally, and here in Europe, 57 to 64% on average, vitamin D deficient. Precipitating osteoporosis is a silent disease. And so as a result, you don't know it until these patients fracture. Turns out, generalized bone pain, isolated bone pain, muscle aches and pains. The nouveau diagnosis, of course, is fibromyalgia. Most of these patients that I see in my clinic are vitamin D deficient. And most of them that I treat with vitamin D have dramatic improvement in their symptoms. Here, Mayo Clinic proceedings in Minnesota, Plotnikoff reported of 150 children and adults presenting with aches and pains in their bones and muscles, 93% were vitamin D deficient. Right? We have a vitamin D receptor in our skeletal muscle. And we did a study and showed in nursing home residents, 72% less falls for patients that were on 800 units of vitamin D a day for 5 months. 200 and 400 was of no benefit at all. Right? No question. You want to be at least 75 nanomoles per liter, good for muscle strength, bone mineral density, reduce risk of falls, improve your bone density, less likely to fracture. Now, how do you treat vitamin D deficiency? Right? A major issue. So you can take a multivitamin, but there usually is only about 400 units. So how many are you going to take? Well, you can't take too many because you're going to choke on them. And also, you get too much vitamin A. You can only take 1. And so when your tank is on empty, you get a liter of gas. No, you fill it up, right? And so what we typically do in the United States, because we have a 50,000 unit dose, is I give 50,000 units once a week for 8 weeks. Fill up the tank. It's equivalent to about 6,500 units of vitamin D a day. But now the docs are doing this. And then they put them on 1,000 units of vitamin D, and they come back 6 months later deficient again, and they wonder why. Well, it turns out that you have to put them on a higher dose, right? And so I put them on 50,000 units every 2 weeks forever. That's equivalent to 3,000 units of vitamin D a day. Now, you may argue, right, it's fat soluble, going to build up in your body fat, may work for a couple of months or a year, but what about long term? Are you going to worry about toxicity, right? And we showed and published in Archives of Internal Medicine in 2009, our patients on the equivalent of 3,000 units a day for 6 years, levels on average, 100 nanomoles per liter, and there was no toxicity.
DoctorsToTrust.com. Please share this video with loved ones.